There's a party downtown, so here and learn. This special song is for the ladies, ladies, and ladies only. If you're no man, see nah no man. I pull out my gun for the ladies, 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 and ladies only. Ladies only. Oh yeah. I was in a Jabaran thing when a beautiful thing in a deep party, looking like a baby, sparky. I go a shy and a dance kati. Skodi kakupani, nika tuma CV, ilikuwa na DX, yango maza CB, nikashika JD, sa niko ready. So tell me baby where you want me tonight in a ladies night. So much love I see in a ladies night. Oh. Certain special things you can only find in a ladies night. Ladies night, yeah. There's a party downtown, so here and learn. This special song is for the ladies, ladies, and ladies only. Me fear no man, see nah no man. I pull out my gun for the ladies, ladies, and ladies only. Ladies only. Man is smarter to man is smarter. Spread the good words to your daughters. Usilale no si ache kuota. Sijui kama unanipata. If you want flatter me, run to the gym. Loving yourself than anything. Be pure in your heart, in your mentality. That's how you set yourself free. In a ladies' night. So much love I see in a ladies' night. Love, man will try, but man will never find. Oh, ladies' night, yeah. There's a party downtown, so here and learn. This special song is for the ladies, and ladies only. If you're no man, see nah no man. I pull out my gun for the ladies, and ladies only. Ladies only. And if you step in at the left, step in at the right. And if you have a mind, treat your mother right. You think you got time, then you lose it overnight. And if you have a wife, treat your lover right. Straight up.
Yes, a very warm good afternoon. Karibuni sana to another yet episode of the Pan-African Bliss. My name is Joby. To those who are here for the first time, hope you guys are doing great this wonderful morning. It's 24 minutes past the top of the hour. Quite a beautiful day today. The sun has been out literally since yesterday, and I hope the whole week continues to be fantastic. But I hope you also have a beautiful day on your end as you tune in and keep it the Black Fire Network. This is the media of the 21st century. In case you're here for the first time, my name is Joby, and of course, feel much more welcome by subscribing on whatever platform you're streaming with us from. In case you are on BitChute, hi to you, and to those who are with us on YouTube, karibuni sana. To those who are with us on the radio station, Spreaker, Spotify, wishing you a beautiful, 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 beautiful day. As we talk about how America. Yesterday, or rather during the weekend, we saw Ibrahim Traore release a very interesting speech. We talked about it yesterday as part of our conversations throughout the day. And he mentioned about depopulation, how, of course, the white people don't like us, how they have been our enemies, but yet they have convinced us to continue loving them despite the atrocities, the crimes they keep on committing. You know, it's super, super crazy. So it gets worse, of course, and their true colors keep on revealing themselves. So we're going to be talking about where we a video going viral of Prince William claiming that there are too many Africans and this is bad for wild animals. I mean, the wild animals, and there should be a plan on how Africans can be reduced. And of course, this is depopulation. This is a video that actually went viral 3 weeks ago. I don't know how recent it is, if it is so recent, but it has been actually recirculating. So we're going to talk about that as we generally look at also how The news and updates are claiming that America has imposed new sanctions on Sudan over the chemical weapon claims. That was also last week. We saw them actually saying that they are banning Sudan from exporting or importing any more gold. That was America. Or that was actually the EU, sorry. The EU banned Sudan from exporting gold. And I'm like, the same country exploiting you, they're even telling you what to do. It's super, super crazy. The same organization, I mean, the same people. Telling you what to do, that the same people who are killing you and exploiting you. And talking about exploitation, we're going to be generally looking at we're going to be starting with that, actually looking at how these wars keep on ongoing, and of course what is the reason of these wars, because we have so many wars in Africa. Talk about Sudan, talk about Congo, Kenya. We're about to head there because we have the French troops here. Leave alone the French troops, of course we have the American embassy right here, and there are people also already here in the name of Ebola. We have the British, the family and the people colonized us, of course, also right here in our presence and still in control of majority of our lands and economy. So we're going to be looking at how and what is the reason. And of course, we know what's the reason of these wars in Africa. It's because of the resources. Who's behind it? It's never mentioned, of course. Many people are scared to talk about it. For people are scared, who want to grow their pages. So personally, I do understand it. But it's something we do have to actually mention, because if we keep on hiding, that's how we give them the chance to keep on calm in the name of this. I love the way the analogy Ibrahim Traore used. They come wearing makeup and then they tell you, I'm this and this and this. And then when they get out, they take off their makeup. It's super, super crazy. So we're going to be discussing about that. But much of the conversation as well shall be coming from South Africa. As you can see, during the weekend, we had South Africa, which opened visa entry to 32 African countries, despite the ongoing xenophobic challenge, and the attacks that were going on in the country. And I do believe this is for them to boost, of course, their economy or tourism, because they are losing a lot. But I don't know how that is going to work. We're going to be looking at that. We also have news and updates coming from Cameroon. The president's disappearance has actually brought so many questions. Apparently, Paul Biya has not been seen. It has been absent on the people's eyes for a minute, and which makes me question, how we have these people, they disappear, and then we have a whole clone or a whole robot running our countries in the name of a human. It's so crazy, and much more of the conversation as we continue. But yes, remember, you can also, stay organic, stay healthy with the supplements we have under the Black Hot Fire Network application. And the easiest way you can get that, or rather explore the page and check out what you can purchase for yourself, for your skin, for proteins, boosting, for vitamins, we got you covered. Just download the app on the Google Play Store. Black Hot Fire Network is the name. If you are an Android device user, we are on the Google Play Store. We also app on Amazon, Roku TV. It's always a reminder for you guys to stream every day, so you can also keep our numbers up, and apart from that, also catch up with the facts and reality of what is happening globally. And also, in case you're using an iPhone or an iPad or a laptop, we have an active website as well, www.blackhotfirenetwork.com. www.blackhotfirenetwork.com. You can catch up with all the shows from literally even when I joined Black Hot Fire. Imagine, just through the app, it will take you to all our streaming platforms, and you can watch all the shows from way, way, way back. Because of course, maybe for many of you who have been following us, our YouTube channels, they do be sometimes are taken down because of the conversations we keep on having. But yes, through the app, you'll be able to explore all the platforms where our shows are, and you can catch up with Joby when she was super young and didn't know so much and was scared that Jesus was not real. But yes, when I took some brain and focus, it gave me some critical thinking, because I say critical thinking is not within our people today or our communities. Can be born with it, can be educated, or you can also take some boosting supplements that can help you critically think, not also lose your memory. This keeps you together. And also we have other more supplements. So grab yourself
Unlock
one
your full
and stay
potential
focused.
with Brain and Focus, a powerful supplement designed to boost mental clarity, enhance memory, and sharpen concentration. Made from a blend of scientifically proven ingredients like ginkgo biloba, omega-3, and essential vitamins, Brain and Focus is crafted to fuel your mind. Our process ensures maximum potency and effectiveness, delivering the perfect balance of brain-boosting nutrients. Take just one capsule daily, as prescribed by your healthcare provider, and feel the difference. Whether it's powering through your workday or staying sharp in life's challenges, Brain and Focus keeps you at the top of your game. Stay sharp, stay focused, and stay ahead with Brain and Focus. Brain and Focus, fuel your mind, achieve more. Go get this product at blackhotfirenetwork.com at the Sports and Nutrition Store.
At a very affordable price. And as we start, it's exactly 32 minutes past the top of the hour. Good morning once again for those who are joining me. Good afternoon for all my 254 people, wherever you're catching this amazing, of course, broadcast on whichever part of the world you are at. Karibu sana. We say that in Swahili, which means welcome. And as we start today's conversation, we have this video that was posted 3 weeks ago. I'm not really sure, based on the real facts, if this is a recent video or it is an old video. But despite it, it's not like this is something that is not happening. Ibrahim Traore mentioned it very clearly yesterday that when it comes to Africans, we have enemies. And it's so sad that we've been programmed to think that these enemies are actually our friends. And the same people are being killing us in the name of helping us. When you talk about the aid, which we saw him recently banning, of course, NGOs from going to African countries, including also his, to take videos and pictures of people in vulnerable situations. So when you talk about vulnerability, we know these are people, of course, exposed or other living in poverty. And we've seen how white people make millions of money out of this with all these fake created pages of organization or NGOs, and yet this money never gets to the people. We never see this money being used to make a change in terms of developing a community, educating a community, providing hygiene in the community. It doesn't get to the people. So which means this is a scam where we're being used again as not only guinea pigs, but as we're still being exploited in many different ways. That's how I'm going to generally put it. So yes, he was bold on the speech. Again, if you've not listened to it, it's up, available on YouTube, on TikTok. You'll find it in all the social media platforms. He talked boldly about our dignity, which is something I also keep on talking about. Personally, I understood that from a very long time. And I think I'm really so grateful. I don't know. I can't even say it's even something to do with my parents. This is just me. And I do believe probably I'm a very old soul that has come back with so much information, because there's so many things personally I wouldn't do no matter what, because I do believe dignity is something that you need to preserve. Dignity is something that you need to have, and from there it will literally carry you out throughout your whole life. If it really makes sense, how people will view you, how people perceive you. It's how the things you allow for people to do to you, the things you allow people to do to you or for you. And if it comes with especially disrespect, if you keep on allowing this, that is actually your problem. But if you say no to this, you stand your ground, you say what you believe in, you don't like this, that actually you earn just respect naturally without you demanding it. So people will always respect your decision without you even saying your opinion and all that, because you know what you want as well as a person. But yes, when it comes to white people, it's not like it's a discussion that was done a long time ago about Africans being depopulated. This is part of the agenda, of course, 2030, 2035, 2060. It's been happening. They keep saying it's part of an agenda, but it's been happening through food, through makeup, product. Today I was just watching a video of certain detergents I use personally. It's crazy because I just refilled this detergent just recently, and I'm like, God damn, just the moment I just refilled it, that's when I'm learning about this. And I've been using it for so long. So we're talking about, of course, you've seen the exposure of products like Nicel and all that, but this was a washing detergent called Downy. I don't know how many of you know it, but yes, Downy. I love Downy personally, especially when I'm rinsing my clothes, because it leaves that amazing, just cute scent on the clothes. And apparently this product, how it has been made, I wish I queued the video. Apparently it causes leukemia, which is cancer generally, when you wear these clothes, because it releases some certain toxic stuff on your body through the cloth and through the scent. I was really, really shocked. I'm like, dang, everything these people have created, every goddamn thing is tampered in every sort of way to just harm humans. It's just super crazy, even including themselves. It's crazy because at this point, I always say, or I've understood, these people have gone so far with trying to kill Africans, which never happens because we keep on, giving birth to 10 children. The fact that we can see how the African woman is capable of giving birth to so many kids, no matter how many you kill. Look at the good story of Jesse Ibrahim Traore's grandma. She was at 50, and despite all that long time, as much as yes, we understand the theory of African women can still give birth at certain age, many people believe once you're at 50, you can't give birth. In today's world, there are people who have tried also, and it's impossible. But also understand it's impossible. It's impossible today because of the things also we are consuming, the medications we're taking, which are so synthetic, the injections we've been given since birth, right? So it's crazy. These people, everything these people have created, it's meant to just destroy people, including even themselves. That's how far it has really gone. It's like there's just a group of people who just want to live in this world alone, and if possible, maintain a few slaves so that they can keep on working for them, if possible, actually. Because I do believe if I am understanding this and studying their minds well, yeah, they're capable of that. Let's kill the majority and remain a group which can give birth to each other, because these Negroes never stop giving birth, no matter, because they know. But for us, I feel like, and I've understood, history has been so eliminated from us to the point we really don't even know ourselves anymore. And they have also participated in that point of, like you had, they're giving us stuff that are damaging our brains from thinking. Now you understand why critical thinking is not there, because that wire that is supposed to actually make you function critically, think this is wrong and right, has been eaten by some worms or some things that you've been consuming through food. It's super crazy. So let me share this video here just to stop yapping so much and let the video play on what I'm explaining. And then we're going to focus on, of course, this wars, because the wars is not only through food. We know food is one of the ways. Injections are another thing. The drinks we drink, there's something else. Now we can see the detergents. God damn it. It's crazy, yet we can make detergents here. Sanitary towels, makeup, even water. Sometimes these people have even tampered with water at some point. Everything is just, and that's why I love every Thursday we talk about healthy ways of living, or rather on Wednesdays, whichever the days, wherever the program falls. But yes, listen to this.
Global wildlife.
My speaker is really acting up. Let me see if I can fix it for you guys to hear.
Populations declined by over half. Africa's rapidly growing human population is predicted to more than double by 2050, a staggering increase of 3.5 million people per month. There is no question that this increase puts wildlife and habitats under enormous pressure. We're going to have to work much harder and think much deeper if we are to ensure that human beings and the other species of animal with which we share this planet can continue to coexist.
Really, sir?
So they have to work harder and think harder on how they can depopulate us.
William, that's the issue here. Too much Africans are overpopulating a continent that your ass shouldn't even be worried about.
Exactly. That's always my problem. That's the point. Exactly that point. Why are they always concerned? You don't live here. You don't even live here. You don't belong here. You're not an African. You're white. You are white. You're not African. Nothing close to us. Nothing. Yeah, you might be coming from our color, but still nothing close. You don't belong here. You belong somewhere in the cold, in the snow. You should where that's where you belong. You don't belong in Africa. You don't belong here. Why are you always so worried about a continent you don't live in, a continent where you hate the people, you despise the people, you despise the culture, you despise everything about us? Why is it your concern? Oh, it's about the resources. Again, we hate these Negroes, but there's something beneath them that we want, and we can't live without it because the system we've created is of fake money. This fake paper cannot sustain anything. It's collapsing. It's just crazy, but that I thought I was the only one. But I've seen now Kenyans boldly are talking about it. I think I mentioned these three or some time back on one of the shows, and it sounded like I'm even exaggerating it, But I was saying, in today's economy, it's become super tough, and bet there are people even living worse than me. I can imagine what they have to eat on a daily, because you're not eating at your comfort. You're eating at you're eating at on a hand to mouth, whatever you can afford. Let's say if you have 500 or 200, you eat whatever that money can buy. But most of the people I've seen today, they're saying in Kenya you cannot live a day without spending 1,000 bob, and sadly that's true. That is so true. The economy has become super, super crazy. But we know the reason. We know that this fake money it's not helping anything. It's not helping. 1,000 bob a day. Do you know what 1,000 bob take you 16 years back? My age, my time. What of a shopping that was? Like, man, you could go to the village with that 1,000 bob worth of shopping. Hey, you're the king, man. You are the king, the prince, and the queen. Like, literally, you've done the most. Today, 1,000 bob, the moment I buy cooking oil, and it depends also which type of cooking, which amount, because there are different type of liters, which will take you maybe for a week or 2 days. Again, you're back at the store, If you want something that can sustain you, let's say maybe close to a month, I buy, that is 650. I'm left with 350 out of 1,000 bob. I've not yet bought sugar. I've not bought ugali flour. I've not bought salt. I've not thought about maybe some eggs. I've not thought about transport. I'm not like them. And they still want to keep us literally enslaved in this system of not using our resources correctly. This is just super crazy. So they are thinking of how they can depopulate us. But let me actually shift now very quickly. Because again, yes, this is because of resources. Depopulation is not because Africans are a nuisance to anyone. We're not a nuisance to anyone. The only nuisance actually the only reason why you'll see other people calling Africans from the continent a nuisance, because they run away from a system or institutions that are not working, where there are no jobs, hospitals are not working correctly, roads are pathetic, schools, everything, it's super, super crazy. The only reason why Africans would become a nuisance is because of the same white people talking about depopulating us. Imagine. It's always the mind games. When I was setting this show, I was just thinking to myself, I'm like, man, the mind games of these people, it's crazy, mind-blowing. Like, it's so mind-blowing. You try to fathom it, you really can't. So let's analyze this video bit by bit as we understand why they want to depopulate us so much. Because it's happening, again, through foods, through injections, through medication, through drinks, through soaps, now we can see, through perfumes, through makeup, through so much. It's happening. So how? And also through wars, because that's what we're talking about. Why they want Africans depopulated so much. Let's understand this.
Hello, and welcome to Voice of Africa. Today, we turn our attention to a growing crisis that too often escapes the headlines, yet defines the fate of millions across our continent. Almost half of the world's wars and armed conflicts are unfolding right here in Africa. According to the International Committee of the Red Cross, there are more than 50 active armed conflicts raging across African nations, a shocking 45% increase since just 2020. How did we get here? Why has the continent, rich in people and resources, become a global hotspot for instability?
Exactly. Rich in resources, but the people are always demonstrating. The people are always crying. People are always... This is what Ibrahim Traore was talking about. This is what he was talking about. This is why they want to assassinate him, eliminate him so bad. This is the main reason. Because for the first time in a very long time, finally there is someone who is showing Africans, you don't need white people. And hey, all the wealth is here. As a matter of fact, these people depend on you. That's why they are bitter. That's why they are mad. That's why they keep on bringing troops here in the name of peacekeeping, because they think we're not capable of running and governing our countries. No, Africa is not incapable. Africa has not been allowed to govern itself ever. Since these white people ever landed here, their feet left, but they left some people to monitor this continent. That's why they're always coming back. Oh, we have this meeting, we have this summit, we have this. No, it's always to check on these puppets who have agreed also to continue with this system signed by the first idiot of presidents. Very ignorant people, uneducated, didn't understand what was happening. I loved the history. Shout out to Keith for analyzing the history of Japan. I loved the history of Japan because exactly, you can tell me, you're watching you can see what is happening maybe in your neighboring country. As much as even if you attack at once, you have to critical thinking. It's like it was lost from the world. It's like it was gone from the very... critical thinking is like it was really, really gone. But yes, there's a group of people who had critical thinking, because this is why we have the Mau Mau uprising, who are called rebellious, or all the terrorists, all the type of names, you know. We had different people who, of course, had critical thinking and understood we are under attack. We are under attack. So it's crazy.
And most importantly, what can be done to change this tragic pattern? Let's dive deep into the realities, causes, and consequences behind Africa's modern wars. And the strength that still shines beneath the suffering. Africa stands as one of the most resource-endowed regions on the planet. Beneath its soil lies an estimated 30% of the world's critical minerals, from cobalt and lithium to gold, platinum, and rare earth elements. These are the materials powering the technologies of the future: electric vehicles, renewable energy, smartphones, and advanced electronics. Yet for many Africans, this wealth has not translated into prosperity. Instead, it has too often become a curse, fueling corruption, greed, and wars for control. Billions of dollars worth of mineral exports leave the continent each year, while the communities living above these treasures remain trapped in poverty without access to clean water, schools, or jobs. This paradox, rich lands, poor people.
This is why we understand why people are really parasites, for real. Parasites. Because it's like a tick, you know? A tick will suck on your blood, and then if you don't kill it, it's gonna rest somewhere, you know, digest, and then until it's hungry, it remembers, oh, he's still there sleeping. Let me go suck on another blood, because he didn't realize me sucking his blood is effective to him. He didn't see the reason of killing me. Same as a mosquito, you know. If you don't kill a mosquito, it will always come on your ear, and I really hate that. I'll I'll personally turn on the light to hunt that mosquito down. Like, shit, I don't play around. I don't play with mosquitoes and above my sleep. I'll switch on the light for me. I'm hunting that mosquito down that room for real, for real. I don't play that game with mosquitoes, and I don't play above my sleep. Please, I don't like that. So hey, these are white people. White people will suck on your blood, and if you don't deal with them, because if we don't really deal with them, they'll continue sucking on our blood. Continue. And sadly, the way they do it so mercilessly, I love the way Ibrahim Traore said something about the exploitation of these resources. And I love reflecting to Congo so much because, yes, it's not like other African countries have not been left with that heartbreak or damage. But always look at, man, you guys just look for a documentary of Congo on a drone level, right? The exploitation of that country, the digging, the damages. Oh my God, it's crazy. It's like, I always call it a heartbreak, personally. It's been torn apart. The same thing, look at, recently we had Ghana. Ghanaians were demonstrating, that was since 2024. It's been happening, of course, but now the issue was more brought into the light in 2024 and last year, when Ghanaians are complaining about the damages done to their rivers, the communities forced to leave and all that. Nigeria, look at Shell. We were to discuss that yesterday. Still, these matters of compensation, payment, whatever, is still happening. Shell will never be held accountable so long as these are the same people who are exploiting you till to date. They will never, so long as you have puppets like Tinubu. If Shell is to be held accountable, number one, they should exit the whole of the African continent, because we have Shell everywhere. The company is operating in Kenya, in Tanzania, I bet in Uganda. In majority of these African countries, Shell is everywhere, making profits off the African oil. Steal from you and still make profit off you. Man. You're gonna be crazy. Steal from you and still make profit, and not just billions of profits from you. They will never be held accountable. Never. If we want to keep up with these games of pointing fingers, blaming, demonstrating, men gotta rise up and fight. I believe women have always been in the fighting spirit, because have you seen women fighting for their kids? If there's someone who's gonna go out there and ensure our kids are fed, it's a woman with children. She'd rather sell her body to ensure our children are fed. And I'm not saying that's what they need to do, but that's what majority also of the women, the position they're being kept in. And because of this exploitation, and the men are the ones working in this, it's crazy. The women are there, maybe even because you find a whole family working in these mining sites. The husband, the wife, the children, now they're born and also get into the same. What are you doing to fight, to stop the cycle? How are you born in a system where shit has not been working and you're not willing to actually fight for better for your kids? You see, this is why personally I'm scared to have kids, because I don't want to have kids and have them struggling the way I struggled, or I saw my mom struggle with me. My mom would say, yes, she was really always trying parent, to ensure we get everything we want. She did everything she could to ensure we eat, we live good with the little she had, But that's not what I want. With the little, I don't want to have little. Aunt, if my kids want to go to Mombasa today, we wake up and we're going to Mombasa. Yeah, spoiled. I want my kids to be spoiled. If I'm to have children, I want my kids to have a good life. Because this issue, I want my kids to suffer the way I suffered. Why? Why do you want your kids to suffer the way you suffered? You are really an animal for you to have even that type of mentality, according to me. You're not ready to be a parent. You're not ready. And that's another problem I also have with Africa. You find people in poverty, like really this kind of crazy poverty. There's crazy exploitation. You're always running up and down for your life. And you have time for sex to even have kids. Sex for kids. Are you dumb? No. For me, I'll always call those people dumb, because how dumb are you? Why do you want to keep on running with a 1 month, 2 weeks old baby now? Okay, now after your wife gives birth, you have the ISIS, the terrorists coming to your village. They rape the same woman who is from giving birth, and even terrorize maybe that child, to the point the child will grow up very traumatized. Why would you want to put your baby in such a situation? Why won't you find ways on how you can fight maybe for your country, or settle, have a good life, be financially stable and really stable? Then you think about having kids. They're not going anywhere. Those sperms and ovaries are not going anywhere. They're there in your body. It's up to you to actually take control. And I'm talking to Africans in the continent. You're already much exploited, but you want to add more. I have a problem with that. You find people in poverty having 10 kids. How the hell do you have time for sex for children? Sex for kids? Shit. Get out of here, please.
Forms the foundation of many of Africa's current conflicts. When natural resources become sources of power rather than shared prosperity, armed groups, militias, and even political actors compete for control.
They don't compete. They are paid. They are paid not to compete for control. They are paid to do this.
The result is a landscape where minerals become bullets, and the ground itself turns into a battlefield. But resources alone do not explain Africa's turmoil. Another critical piece of the puzzle lies in demographics. Africa has the youngest population in the world, a dynamic force of over 1.4 billion people, most under the age of 25. This youth should be Africa's greatest asset, capable of driving innovation, agriculture, entrepreneurship, and leadership for generations to come. However, when opportunity is scarce, the same energy that could build nations can instead be turned against them.
Exactly. So understanding this is where we take you back a little bit into the history I was sharing about Kenya and the al-Shabaab, right? So, of course, lack of job opportunities or employment has not started right now in Africa, and specifically also Kenya. We're not talking about lack of employment just because now Ruto is a president. No, lack of job opportunities has been something happening and long, effective in our countries or within amongst the young people. So looking at that time when the al-Shabaab office or headquarter, wherever, was built here with that mosque, remember? And then we had the youth being recruited, being told, because I was in primary or high school, and I remember we had so many people, men, who are talking about, man, I'm a drop out of school, I'm gonna get this money, because most of the people, you hear the money being offered, and then you look at your family, the position they are in. Your mom is probably sick, your siblings have not gone to school, you've not been eating well, so like, let me take this money and put my family in a good position. If I die, I've left my family, because that's what that was majority of the people's thinking. Okay, so yes, the youths are not supposed to be taking their rage or energy into demonstration. We're supposed to be involved with what we can see Brian Traore doing, telling the governors or the minister, hey, we have this sector that is supposed to be developed. I want you to tell me what is required, and ensure this. Not only is it a project that is supposed to be, but the people are also feeling, the people play a role into the contribution of this project being built. Let the people contribute, because if you don't contribute, also you are the problem. He said he's very good at explaining. He explained it very well. If you don't contribute into the building of your country and the chance is there, then you are the problem. Don't come or go to the street saying this and this has not been done. What role have you played or tried to play and it has failed as you are doing it. Don't yap your mouth yet you've not tried or asked how to do it, or if given the chance and you don't want to take it. So yeah, the young people are we're not supposed to be this every time, demonstrating or being lured quickly to join this kind of terrorist groups, in the name of tribalism, in the name of religion. We're supposed to be focusing our energy on building, creating innovations. That's what we're supposed to be doing. But this politician and this system, how it has been set up, is you grow up on a hand-to-mouth type of a system, and this rage, it piles up. You've been passive-aggressive for so long, now it piles up, and you come now, you're like, the only solution is you go to the streets, yell, so you can get your anger out. And then, at the end of the day, has your solution been solved? No. Back to the same cycle.
Across the continent, millions of young people face unemployment or underemployment.
Yep.
Many live below the poverty line,
Of course.
struggling to feed themselves or their families. Militant groups, extremists, and criminal organizations exploit that despair. They promise income, belonging, and power, often targeting young men who feel invisible to their governments. In many cases, joining a militia becomes less a choice of ideology and more a matter of survival. This cycle of poverty and recruitment continues to feed instability. A single armed group can ignite a chain of violence that spreads across borders and generations. Climate change is another silent driver of Africa's conflicts. As rainfall patterns shift and temperatures rise, the competition for natural resources intensifies. Rivers dry up, pastures...
Well, this is all intentionally caused. We can't really blame climate change at this point. Personally, I've grown up in communities or a country full of trees, man. We had river sources, but today we're living in communities or societies or countries where our trees don't matter anymore, especially to the people living there. The government makes a decision with certain European or Arabic countries on how they can chop down our trees in the name of this and that and that and that because of climate change. And that, of course, drains some water streams, rivers, because it's like they didn't study nature so well. They don't even understand the contribution of trees when it comes to water streams or rivers. Critical thinking, again. It's crazy. So it's nothing. And also talk about the weather control weapons now, or the weather manipulation, because sometimes even some things happen in this country are like, nah, this is not normal. Somebody's messing up with the weather. Somebody gotta be messing up with the weather.
Shrink, and fertile land becomes scarce. Farmers, herders, and communities are pushed into clashes over water and soil that once sustained them. In the Sahel and around the shrinking Lake Chad Basin, shared by Cameroon, Chad, Niger, and Nigeria, the situation is especially dire. Decades of drought and desertification have eroded livelihoods, forcing millions to migrate. Boko Haram and other extremist movements have exploited this crisis, recruiting from desperate populations who have lost both land and hope. Environmental change does not just destroy crops, it destroys the fragile peace that keeps communities together. And as each drought deepens, the struggle for survival...
The only thing we know that triggers now maybe this situation when wars are going on, of course, when wars are going on, and let's say it's within my community, I'm a farmer, and it's a season of farming. I'm not going to participate in that season peacefully or even fully, or not even maybe their attempt, because we've seen, of course, you guys have been taking classes of farming and all that, and I cannot do this in a country where there's no peace. The same thing, I always say very simple. It's crazy how we see countries like Sudan every single time. They're trying to organize elections, yet where are the people who are voting for you? Everyone is running away for their lives. We're supposed to be voting for you. In which country are you setting up an election on, where people are running left, right, and center to run away from Are you kidding me? So yes, this is nothing to do with climate change again. When there's war, I cannot participate in farming, which of course that season goes that way without me, and then I'm starving. This is why we have the NGOs taking advantage. Oh, they don't have food, their lands are getting, oh my God, look at how dry their lands are. The same dry lands you can see Ibrahim Traore has shown you how green they are today. They say the same thing about his country. Oh, this country, they need food. Oh my God, there's malnutrition. Oh my God, the people are... Now look at the country. One of the countries thriving through agriculture, planting their own food, processing their own food, like you had him yesterday. They don't want nothing processed from nowhere. Because how sure are you? What do you know? What do you know is in that product? From the tomatoes to wherever, It's crazy. So it's nothing to do with climate change. I decline.
Survival becomes a struggle against one another. Then there are the political dimensions, corruption, poor governance, and foreign interference,
of course,
that continue to destabilize African societies.
Big time.
In too many countries, elections become battlegrounds instead of democratic celebrations. Power is hoarded rather than shared, and leaders cling to office while institutions weaken. This creates a perfect storm. People lose trust in their governments, protests are suppressed, and armed movements emerge to fill the void. Meanwhile, external powers, hungry for resources or influence, add fuel to the fire through covert operations, proxy groups, or exploitative trade deals. As a result, conflicts that start as local disputes often evolve into regional or even international crises. The continent becomes the chessboard, and ordinary Africans become the pawns.
It's always been a chess, a game of chess.
The human cost of all this is staggering. More than 45 million Africans have been forced from their homes by war and violence. That represents over 1/3 of the world's displaced people, an unimaginable toll. Take Sudan, for example. What began as a political power struggle has now spiraled into the world's largest displacement crisis.
And of course, we know is behind this because as it's going on, we saw, of course, again, take you back to last week, we had the European Union, which said that they are banning Sudan from exporting gold. Yeah, exactly. And then comes in, so I can see actually they have rejected. So comes in America, say that they are actually imposing new sanctions on Sudan over chemical weapons. Who brings these chemical weapons in this country? Do you have a familiar sort of information coming from Kenya? Yes, we do. The British Army with chemical weapons that destroyed a large number of communities, environment, or the environment of certain communities. Yes, so it's nothing new. So the United States has mandated a new sanctions for Sudan military-led government, accusing it of using chemical weapons in its war against rapid support forces. So America now is in defense of the rapid support forces. Because they're the ones who fund them. They're the ones who fund the rapid support forces, who we can see now collaborating with the Kenyan president. They have passports, citizenship, and all that. Yeah. The measures which Sudan has rejected as baseless include a restriction on U.S. financing and exports and a ban on Sudanese state-owned airlines using U.S. airstrip or airspace. The war between the army, the RSF, began in April 2023 after a power struggle between Fattah and the RSF commander, and now known as Hemedti. The U.S. has imposed sanctions on both men, and it has also now accused the RSF commanders of committing genocide in Darfur. Yeah, and what have they done about it? Nothing.
Over 14 million Sudanese, roughly 1 in every 3, have been uprooted. Families who once lived side by side in peace now survive in makeshift shelters, uncertain whether they will ever return home. In the Democratic Republic of the Congo, the mineral-rich eastern provinces have again become a battlefield. The M23 rebel group's resurgence has...
Who funds them? The RSF, the M23, look, same pattern.
...reignited a war that has killed at least...
different names.
7,000 people in recent months. Over 7 million Congolese are now internally displaced, enduring hunger, disease, and insecurity in camps far from the lands they once farmed.
Oh, and now there's Ebola. Oh my God, a country full of war. There's time for actually, oh my God, there's Ebola crisis. Oh my, you know, it's devastating. It's crazy.
Across the Horn of
they don't know what is really happening. They don't.
Africa, Somalia continues its long fight against the al-Shabaab insurgency, a conflict now stretching over...
Same names, same pattern, different names. So far we've mentioned the RSF, we mentioned the M23 rebel, we have the al-Shabaab, and more to continue.
16 years. Nearly 1 in 4 Somalis has been forced to flee. Entire generations have grown up knowing nothing but war. And these are just a few examples. Across the continent, dozens of smaller but equally devastating conflicts rage on, from the Central African Republic to Mali, from Mozambique to the Sahel. Together, they have made 3% of all Africans displaced, refugees, or asylum seekers. Even more tragically, 7 of the 10 African nations that host the most refugees are themselves in conflict. This means millions of people are fleeing one war zone, only to find themselves trapped in another. The humanitarian burden of these crises is overwhelming. Today, 1 in every 5 Africans requires some form of humanitarian assistance, food, shelter, or medical care. Yet the international response remains painfully inadequate. In 2024, humanitarian appeals for Africa were funded at only 40% of the amount needed. That means millions go without food aid, hospitals run out of medicine, and refugee camps overflow without proper sanitation. In regions where aid trucks cannot reach, hunger becomes a weapon of war. For the countless families who have lost homes and loved ones, the world's silence feels like abandonment. While the global spotlight shifts elsewhere, Africa's cries for help grow louder, not for pity, but for partnership, respect.
We don't need no partnership at all. We don't need no partnership. We don't need collaboration, because those have been the same schemes being used. This exactly, this bullshit, this what you can see on your screen. This has been the same bullshit of having white men shaking your hands, telling you, let's collaborate, let's partner, you need us, yeah. And then you find yourself in the same cycle of trap. See how happy Macron is? Like, we got you, Negro. We got you. Where's Gabon? Oh, didn't Gabon have a coup? Oh. And recently, aren't they the same people who are trying to also extend the presidential term limit? Oh, okay, fine. Oh, so these, according to white people, these are Pan-Africanist countries, but not the Alliance Sahel state, right? Pan-Africanism is when you actually partner with white people, right? That's how Pan-Africanism should be termed. According to white people, when you partner with us, when you shake our hands, when you smile with us, you say yes, us accessing your resources because we got none, and you understand that, and we've made you understand that we need your resources to survive, then cool. We won't bother you. We won't even threaten you going to jail. Why? I mean, I'm in control of the International Criminal Court. You don't have to worry. You don't gotta worry. You don't have to. As if you don't know, so Macron himself is a puppet. It's crazy. So we have Gabon, just shifting away from that, because talking about partnership, that's where we go wrong. That's where we get lost. We've been fooled.
The president of Gabon's state visit to France got off to a strong start on Monday with the signing of 3 strategic agreements.
They're always, oh my God, they're always taking a plane to just, shout out to Ibrahim. Again, I'm busy building my country. Hello? Like, exactly. So bossy, like, I am busy building my country. Yeah. Period. You're not gonna just have access of my time just like that. Just like that. And why do you want access of my time? You had it all that long. What is it, or which discussion after having with the previous leaders helped this country in any sort of way? Oh, nothing. So please get out of my face.
French President Macron welcomed Brice Oligui Nguema to the Elysee Palace for discussions focused on strengthening political and economic cooperation between their 2 countries. Top of the agenda was the issue of manganese, and an initial memorandum of understanding was signed between French mining group Eramet and the Gabon.
Mining, of course, mining, resources again. Because what else? What else does Macron have to offer? Nothing but theft. There's a quote I bumped into last week which was saying, racism is the only white people. Let me see if I can find it. It was saying, racism is the only thing white people will never acknowledge. Exactly. Oh, racism is the only thing white people will never acknowledge they invented or innovated. They will say they have innovated or they have invented. They have been the innovators of so many things, but no racism. No racism. Never. It's always about resources. Look at how he's looking. Like, yes, sign that deal, motherfucker. Sign that deal.
Japanese government. The MOU lays out plans to process up to 700 kilotons a year of manganese ore in Gabon by the end of 2031.
Wow. By the end of 2031. All those years of exploitation. Welcome. Shout out to Ibrahim Traore again. I'm going to use him a lot. He's like, there are people who you show them you want to, how to escape enslavement. But they're like, no, I want you to take back I want you to return the chain again. They're trying to free me. Exactly. These puppets we see here.
The agreement will help generate greater added value within the country, support its industrialization, and boost the competitiveness of the national economy.
Of course, indeed.
President Oligui Nguema's office said in a statement on Tuesday. The other agreements cover security and the water and energy sectors, the statement said.
Yeah. So the wars will continue so long as we have these puppets. And the white people will keep on talking about the population. So long as we have these puppets who are going back to the white master to tell them, hey, I want you to take, here's the chain. They're trying to free me. Please, I want you to return the chain back. I love the way he used the tone he used. It was just super, super awesome. But as we literally get closer to winding up, we have South Africa last week, who did say that they are opening the doors to 32 countries to enter without visa requirements. And this is despite, of course, the ongoing xenophobic attacks. Recently, we've seen the country being affected by so many things, economically being hit. We've seen tourism sector being affected. So many other countries are actually withdrawing from working together with South Africa. And we saw one of the officials actually also during the weekend was saying that countries that are, retaliating from working together with South Africa should consider their choices very well. It's a threat too, It's crazy. You want to work with people, but you're also trying to threaten them. It's always the audacity for me. The audacity. The audacity is just super crazy. South Africa opens visa-free entry to 32 African countries amid the ongoing xenophobia challenge. South Africa has expanded visa-free access to citizens of 32 African countries, a move aimed at boosting tourism, like I told you, trade, investment, and regional integration across the continent. The decision comes as the country continues to grapple with xenophobia and heated debates over immigration, while reaffirming its commitment to African unity and legal migration. The government has repeatedly condemned attacks on foreign nation or nationals and warned against vigilantism. Supporters say that the visa-free policy is a major step toward a more connected Africa, while critics argue that domestic concerns over jobs, crime, and migration remain unresolved. Keith must always pop my
Kerry
show. Wow,
Busana, Kerry
we make all the
Busana,
comments.
Kerry Busana. You niggas talking about South Africans starting the xenophobia already. Kerry Busana.
Wow, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Kerry Busana.
Yeah,
I let you do the whole show, Joby. I let you do the whole show. I didn't say
yeah,
nothing. Whole show.
yeah.
So
It's my
me coming in
show.
for me coming in for two. I know me coming in for 2 minutes is not gonna kill you. So that's so. Stop with the xenophobia, Joby. Learn
Uh,
from Ramaphosa.
I
Learn. Anyway, so let me say something real quick. Get out of here. Only reason why, Gabon, so that's them sign another deal. If you know, Gabon's in abject poverty. The people in Gabon live in abject poverty. So he signs another deal so the French can steal all the resources, make all the money, and leave him, give that puppet nigga, that fake puppet, supposedly did a coup on his cousin. Yeah, wink, wink. Did a coup on his cousin. Here, nigga, we're going to give you a little bit of money. We're going to steal all the money, of course, because we're going to mine it. Instead of him building his own mining company, like even Toure said, and keep all the profit. We're going to keep your people impoverished because, like we told Ibram Toure, and he told the French, he said, your people are stupid and backward. So they don't mind being poor. That's what they told Ibram Toure. Your people are stupid and backwards. And you and us, when we're going to kill you, your people are not going to uprise. You see how we killed Thomas and Core? The people didn't do shit. So it behooves you to sign these deals to give us your resource, your gold, make us rich. We'll give you a little bit of money, Ibram. But if you don't, we're going to put a bullet in your head. Okay? Because your people are stupid. That's what they told his ass. Saying that your people are dumb. They're fucking morons. And so you might as well just keep stealing, keep the system going, so we won't have to kill you. So same thing they told this goopy nigga, because he's stupid. Most of them are dumb. So they're giving him a little kickback, give him a little bit of crumbs, keep the people impoverished, and France steals everything. That's how the scam works. Yeah, how the scam works. And that's the reason why you got all these wars. And then also understand when Joey showing all these wars throughout Africa, go back and check the colonial times when the Europeans had complete control over Africa. You had no Al-Shabaabs, you had no Boko Harams, you had no terrorist groups. You said Islam. So why was there no terrorist groups running around trying to destabilize Africa when the Europeans had complete control of these colonies when they were cutting it up, right? When they first started cutting up in 1800, and they were living there trying to kill off the Africans and steal the land, there was no terrorist groups nowhere. When the white man was on the ground, had complete control of Namibia, Kenya, Tanzania, all these goopy countries, there was no terrorism. Ain't that funny? The white man supposedly gives the country back to black people. They have complete control. Now there's terrorism everywhere. Just like Mozambique. Mozambique is a Christian country. There was no Islam there. But as soon as they found oil and gas 6-7 years ago, there's Al-Qaeda in Mozambique. That's underneath Tanzania. He said, well, how did, one country below Kenya, you got Kenya, Tanzania, and Mozambique under that, right? So how these terrorists, how the Islamic terrorists get to Mozambique when there was never any Islam in Mozambique at all? They find oil and gas. Oh, you got it. Terror. So now the white man imported terrorism in Mozambique, right where the oil and gas fields are at. What a coincidence. People gonna start getting killed, start getting destabilized. Everything stuck with these wicked ass crackers. All of it.
It's about resources, and that's why they want to kill us so bad,
Of course. And now you got the Europeans being honest and say, why does Africa belong to Africans? It don't belong to their ass. You got preachers, these goofy reverends and shit. These goofy pastors, white pastors. Africa don't belong to no African. Shit belongs to whoever can steal it and keep it. These are Christians. Let me go ahead, you got it. I'm done.
It's crazy. But yes, looking at South Africa, they're saying that supporters say that the visa-free policy is a major step toward more connected Africa, while critics argue that the domestic concern over jobs, crimes, and migration remain unresolved. And of course, can South Africa balance open borders with growing internal pressure, or will the xenophobia challenge continue overshadow its vision for Africa integration? That is a
that's all fake. That's all fake. Because now the white man, see, they played, the Jews then played you morons again. So they got you hating other Africans hating you because you did, we understand what's going on. We understand immigration's bad. All this people flooding into it. We get it. So I do sympathize with you there, South Africans. But you don't run around beating up and killing people. Well, that don't make that. You don't got no excuse for that. There's no excuse for you to kill other Africans. So you don't get no forgiveness for that. But now the white Europeans that call Ramaphosa weak ass, sound all weak. The white people called me. They said you niggas can no longer come to Europe. They didn't even speak to me. They talked to me like I was a child. He said it was paternalistic. It means they treat them like a kid. God, they don't respect you. Respect you niggas. They were all paternalistic. They said, South Africa, don't bring your ass to Europe. We're banning you. They didn't even talk to me like a man. I'm a whole president. So now they ban you Negroes from Europe, right? And now you're banned from other African nations because you beat them up. Yeah, that's what they're doing. And now they're going to fight you for the rest of South Africa. Because, and shout out to the people who realized Nelson Mandela was a puppet. So there was two movements. You had the ANC and the PAC. And you got the South Africans telling the history. Nelson Mandela had already been a sellout, a traitor. So and they ask, how did he become the face of the movement? Exactly. Because Europeans would take somebody and prop them up in their media and have everybody loving them and not understanding when you whenever you see somebody that they praise in the media, he's already sold you out as a black person. And so the people that were fighting the project, Carter said, Nelson Mandela was never a hero to them. He was never their person. How did he become the face of a movement? Because white people got good propaganda. Told you, he never done shit. He was a nobody, but they made him, Nelson Mandela, the great king, all that old shit. But he sold the country back to white people. You never got your land. You never got no jobs. You never got the economy because he was already a puppet. And he never, and shout to them, like they said, he never was in no prison. That fake story for no 27 years. That's a lie. That's a lie. They took his ass out of prison, and the Rothschilds groomed his ass at their house. That's why he was living with white folks when he got out. They groomed his ass to be the sellout puppet that he is. So, yeah, so like they said, the ANC, that's impossible. They destroyed the country. They were never the one that the people wanted. That was the ones that the white people wanted. So the white people, like they always do, they did the bait and switch and put their puppet niggas in there to run the country and believe you got freedom. And since black people, especially back then, so poorly uneducated, so poorly emotional, don't understand you're getting bait and switch when somebody's telling you, we're going to get you free and we're going to give you truth and reconciliation shit that Nelson Mandela said, and you never got justice. South African white people were raping, murdering, hanging, shooting people in the face, and nobody went to prison. Nobody was held accountable because you had that puppet that they made to forgive all the white people and let them keep their land, and we're all going to sing songs and hold hands while the black people stay impoverished, and that's going to be the way forward. And so all the media in the world, yeah, Nelson Mandela, Nelson Mandela. And everybody black here told you it was a scam. Dr. John Henry Clark said it's a scam. Dr. Khalid Muhammad said Mandela's a scam, it's fake. You South Africans, you were too close to it. The ones who knew about it, they were told to shut up. But now you see 36 years later, what that Nelson Mandela bullshit has done. Your country's fucked up. You're impoverished. White people still are all the money that they stole. No justice was ever given. And you got Stockholm Syndrome. You worship the very people that's been kicking you in your fucking face. You sit there, oh, you are people. You'll kill your own black people who are literally you. Remember, these borders are fake. These people are literally you. They're you, stupid. But of course you're too stupid to know that now. Literally, fuck them dumbass border white people made up. These people are literally you, but you hate yourself and you love your oppressor, because all you niggas got Stockholm Syndrome. So you beat up on the people you hate because you hate yourself. Who look just like you, right? You beat them up and you'll be white people, you're part of us. We like to be ruled by you. You're going there. Please hire us niggas. Please, white people, don't hire no more of these other people. Hire us. You got Stockholm Syndrome. Instead of saying the shit that the white people have belong to you, and give us our shit, or we're gonna get your ass. You won't do that. You're cowardly and you're indoctrinated. You're cowardly and you're not. They got your shit. The black immigrants ain't got your shit. The white people got your shit that Nelson Mandela never gave back to you. Well, you got statues of this hobo-ass nigga all around South Africa. Got you worshiping a fucking sellout coon. That's how they do you. That's how they have people worshiping Gandhi, racist ass. That's the scam they do. Worship these deplorable motherfuckers. Nelson Mandela is a deplorable motherfucker. Deplorable. But they kept you uneducated. Some of the South Africans know what they're talking about it. They know he wasn't no fucking good. But they gave him the world. Here's Nelson Mandela. All of those, this deplorable ass, wicked ass nigga who sold you out. That's why you're impoverished. Right? Why they gave you the fake ANC was controlled. The regular people that fought for South Africa did not want the ANC with Ramaphosa and goopy ass Nelson Mandela. None of these motherfuckers were supposed to ever take power. That was a white man putting his puppets in to keep you in power. You better study your own fucking history. You better, even so, you better know your history, morons, and know what's been done to you. Had nothing to do with any goddamn illegal African immigrants, you fucking morons. The white man stole your shit. And the white man you will not confront because you're coward. And you suffer from Stockholm Syndrome. You worship it. White daddy, how big you can. I know your penis is small, but can you put it all down my raggedy ass throat? And the ball sack.
Family.
Good. I knew as soon as I said that, you would say, it's time to go.
Yeah, you know some things you can't say. I'm not gonna keep it straight. I'll be like, let's wrap it up. But yes, that's been our time this morning, family. Yes, I don't know if that is going to serve South Africa in any sort of way. They're trying to, as much as they can, to bring back that relationship or friendship with other African countries, not understanding. This was felt.
Who's doing that? No. That's the government, because the government know they put not the people. The people, Joe, you got to change the people.
Yeah, I know it's the government, because understand, of course, when you look at most of the reaction from other people from other countries, they say your president, number one, is on the wrong. He's been supporting this. He has not called you guys out.
Of course they have, exactly.
And
because
now Seen is the one who's been now targeted on as much as also the people, him being the leader of the country, not talking about or standing up straight with the rest of the African people, is now trying to, because this is affecting his country now economically.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Answers. People are going to demand actions, because if you have countries like Mozambique, which we saw are shutting their borders, we see Ghana, they don't even, the president don't want to meet Ramaphosa.
Don't want to meet him because they closed down the South African mine. No, but see, the white people own those mining companies. The white mining companies that have been making millions of dollars fleecing Ghana, and their people have said, hey, shut that shit down. See, but the black, these niggas in the street went around with that goofy warrior shit, that goofy tribal shit. They don't own the shit. The white people in South Africa own those mining companies. And the Ghanaians said, we want their ass out. We want the white South African grocery store. We want it out. And just like they're saying in Uganda, we want the white banks out. The white South African banks in Nigeria. We said, we want your grocery stores. We want your phone company with MTN. I guess it's like a cell phone company. Some shit, MTN, they say, we want your ass out. We want you out of here. But those are the white people. So white people, you fucked up. No black people own none of that shit. That's the white South African owns all that shit. And other African countries. Other African countries said they want you out. There's one also in Kenya. Kenya said they want you white South African companies out of Kenya. So that's what's going on. So Ramaphosa is getting talked to by his white handlers. Hey, boy, you lose all our goddamn money. You better control these niggas. What you doing? But you can't change a population of South Africa. You see how savage South Africans are? You're dealing with 36 years of propaganda and in poverty and bad education. Most South Africans are stupid. Sorry, that's a fact. Most of them are morons. So you got a moron who's been indoctrinated with propaganda. You can't change that, Joey, just because other Africans are now mad at you. It's going to take generations to change the people. You can't send no people back in there. They'll kill them. They'll kill them. Take a Kenyan and a Ghanaian and a Zimbabwean down there. What you doing here? Where your damn papers at? Who are you talking to? But Ramaphosa said it's visa free. We don't give a shit what Ramaphosa said. We're going to kill your black ass. But get your ass out of here. Talking about Ramaphosa said it's visa free.
But family, we're going to wrap it up there. Have yourself a beautiful morning. Thank you so much for joining this morning. John Mosquito, nice to see you. Hope you're doing great. I didn't see you the whole of yesterday. I hope you're doing great out there in London.
I think John Mosquito's been, he's had a virus from eating them bad vegetables he's been eating.
But we hope you're doing great, John Mosquito, and to all the amazing this morning.
With his vegetable eating ass.
Hit that subscription button in case you're here for the first time, and hit the like button, share, comment, and have yourselves a beautiful morning.
I gotta ask. Wait, Jeff, I gotta see if there's a Ghanaian coon. I know. I want to do a show, but I know you guys don't know. I want to do a show on this Ghanaian coon who's on YouTube talking crazy. He's in America. I've been in America 20 years. There's no such thing as racism here. All the white people are good. It's these blacks that are bad. This is Ghanaian coon that's come up on my YouTube feed, and this is an over the top bootlicking ass kissing Ghanaian coon. I know you guys don't know. I gotta do a show on this nigga. I want to do a show so bad. I know they're gonna say we don't know who he is. I know. I didn't know who he was, but he's such a filthy coon. His name is Nanu Coco, Nanu Cuckoo, some shit. I don't know. He's a filthy Ghanaian coon. Exactly what? I don't know his name. Nana Coco, Nana Cuckoo. Anyway.
Go find
What's his name, Joe?
Come back with facts.
I know.
That's what. Go find the name. Come back with facts.
I expect me to throw me in the bus, Joey.